In the town of Medellín de Bravo, second-generation journalists are picking up their lives after violence in Veracruz, one of Mexico's most dangerous states, robbed them of their parents. United by grief and frustration over a lack of justice and feeling vulnerable to attacks, they formed a support network.
We
are in this fight of demanding justice, and we have that combined sentiment of anger and impotence, and not knowing what else can happen.
Sanchez lost his father, José Moisés Sánchez Cerezo, in January 2015, when assailants kidnapped and killed the journalist. 6 months later, fellow Medellín reporter and family friend Juan Mendoza Delgado was killed. The next month, Veracruz photojournalist Rubén Espinosa Becerril was tracked to a safe house in Mexico City and shot dead.
It happens many times when they kill your colleagues, people we know and who we had worked with.
An inability to find justice drove Sanchez and 6 other families to create a network in memory of the journalists who had been slain or had disappeared, called La Red en Memoria y Lucha de Periodistas Asesinados o Desaparecidos. The group soon grew to 13. The network not only brings grieving relatives together but provides practical safety measures. Advice and updates are shared on social media and via messaging apps. Similar groups are springing up across Mexico, says rights group Article 19.
For example, they're doing advocacy with authorities, trying to find answers and repair the damage for the families. They are also working on getting better labor and economic conditions for reporters. I think it is very on point that the Guild gets together and creates these support networks.
For Sanchez, safety measures mean he can keep his father's legacy alive via La Unión, a local media outlet they founded together. And there's plenty to report on in Medellín del Bravo, such as poverty, problems with the electric grid and unfinished roads, and lack of access to public services. But journalists here never know if a story will cost them their lives.
If you affect some interests, you can be in danger. Even, for example, if you are covering a car accident, and in that event, you may be interviewing someone who's not comfortable with the questioning, and it's connected to bad people.
Mexico is one of the most dangerous countries for journalists, with more than a dozen slain in 2022 alone. The country has a special prosecutor to investigate crimes and a safety mechanism for media under threat. But critics say those measures don't always go far enough.
What worries us most is lethal violence, because when a journalist is killed, something known as a double murder happens. The murder of the person and the silencing of the stories and investigations that are not going to be told. It has a very strong, cascading effect of fear and censorship.
With Mexico on track to record its deadliest year yet for media, support groups give journalists the courage to keep reporting. Cristina Caicedo Smith, VOA News.